Hello guys, and welcome back once again to the Asian channel. And today we are going to talk about on a major news, and it's actually a big deal in the global military industry. It seems China just showed a flying prototype of the world's first sixth-generation fighter. Although nothing is certain at this point, it could be an actual prototype of China's sixth-generation fighter, or it's just a test aircraft that would be used to test technology and system for their sixth-generation fighter. For sure, this news might rattle some people in Washington and the Pentagon. This might even speed up the development or bring back into life their own sixth-generation fighter program, the Air Force Next Generation Air Dominance Fighter, or the NGAD. For now, we couldn't verify which sixth-generation fighter program from China is this, whether it's the JHXX stealth fighter bomber that would serve as China medium-range stealth bomber to protect the country, or whether it's their JXX sixth-generation air superiority stealth fighter, the Chinese answer to the American NGAD program. Personally, I think it's the JXX or the Chinese NGAD because, as you can see in the video, it is accompanied or being tailed by a J-20S, a two-seater version of the J-20 stealth fighter. And looking at the videos and images, it seems the test was being done at the Chengdu aircraft factory facility. It is rumored that Chengdu Aircraft Corporation is tasked on the JXX or the Chinese NGAD program, while Shenyang Corporation would be tasked on the JHXX medium-range stealth fighter bomber. In fact, I even made a video regarding the JHXX 6 months ago when the first photo of the aircraft emerged on Chinese social media while doing some test flight. Now, what do we know about the new Chinese sixth-generation stealth fighter? Well, we don't know much. We could only speculate through shared information on the open-source intelligence community, because obviously, China would provide any official explanation about this. But looking at the video, it seems the fighter is as long in length compared to the J-20, and the J-20 has a length of 70 feet. In terms of width, it looks wider and bigger than the J-20. So it would suggest that the fighter could carry more fuel, meaning it would certainly have a much longer range than the J-20, who has a ferry range of 2,700 kilometers and combat range of 1,200 kilometers. This would mean, too, that the stealth fighter would have bigger weapon load capacity than the J-20. Now, looking at the design, the Chinese sixth-generation stealth fighter features a modified delta wing with chine lines extending all the way to the nose area. And the back of its wing is kind of similar to the J-20. But the biggest noticeable feature is the tailless design of the fighter. It lacks the horizontal stabilizer, and this is similar design envisioned as well by the American sixth-generation fighter, or the NGAD. Now, by removing the tail of the aircraft and make it a flying wing design, it would certainly even lower the stealth fighter's radar signature, much lower even than a fifth-generation fighter. Of course, this would pose some challenges for the aircraft control during maneuvers, but it would be compensated by a high computerized flight control system to stabilize the aircraft. Normally, a thrust vectoring engine would help in this manner, but it seems the Chinese sixth-generation fighter would not employ thrust vectoring engine because, similar to the NGAD, it wouldn't be using it as well. Both programs want to maximize its stealth capability as much as they can, and they don't want to compromise it. In fact, the engine exhaust of the Chinese sixth-generation fighter is similar to the YF-23 developmental fighter that was even more stealthier than the F-22. That engine exhaust was designed to mask the fighter's infrared signature from the heat of the engine. Also, as you can notice during slow flight, because of the lack of a tail or horizontal stabilizer, the fighter's wing features 5 trailing edge control surfaces per wing. These include split flaps close to the wingtips. These would be used to provide yaw control for the aircraft because of the absence of tail control surfaces. This could serve as air brakes as well. Also, it seems the Chinese NGAD is designed for long endurance and long-range flight by reducing aerodynamic drag. Its slender design is also expected to help the fighter better in that situation. And tailless design would also allow the fighter for greater high speed while maintaining a very low radar cross-section at full efficiency. A feature that would be an improvement compared to the existing and very capable fifth-generation fighter's limitation. The fighter would be best suited for long-range mission and long-range engagement without getting detected. It could also be used to penetrate the enemy's airspace without getting detected. Lastly, the most intriguing part of the 6th gen fighter from China is the possibility of 3 engines. Because it has 3 wind intake, it seems the fighter has an air intake on top of the fuselage and twin intakes on either side of the lower fuselage. This suggests a possibility of 3 engines. Because now, if China is serious to achieve its aggressive performance expectation of the fighter, especially the sustained high-speed flight, long-range operations at high altitudes, plus larger payload capacity, then it might be achieved using the help of 3 engines. This news is not surprising to me because China has been working on this for a very long time. In fact, in 2021, similar-looking fighter was seen through satellite images at Chengdu Aircraft Corporation. Also, China wants to send a clear message to the world that they could be testing this aircraft at night if they want to keep it under secrecy. But the fact that they tested it during daytime, where people could obviously take photos, is a clear message.